We begin with Doug Luzader. Doug, a lot happened over the weekend. What's the latest? Douglas reports that this is a second setback from a federal judge in Oregon as the administration tries to restore order for immigration enforcement in Portland. The judge blocked efforts to deploy the National Guard, and when the administration tried to send units from California and Texas, that plan was blocked too. President Trump expressed frustration, saying Portland is burning to ground with agitators and insurrectionists, criticizing the judge. Doug notes that the judge's decision was a win for California Governor Gavin Newsom, with the court granting a temporary restraining order blocking deployment of Guard members to Oregon. Meanwhile, the governor of Texas stated his troops were ready and could be sent to Chicago to address protests, fully authorizing the president to call up the Texas National Guard to ensure safety for federal officials. The governor of Illinois, however, asked the president to stay out, saying there's no reason to send military troops into a state without cooperation. Chicago police disputed claims about their response, and Governor J.B. Pritzker criticized the president's orders, calling them unnecessary, emphasizing that using the National Guard in this way is a misuse, and suggesting crime should be addressed through proper local funding. Carly introduces Jonathan Fahey, who explains that the controversy centers on sending out-of-state National Guard troops to Portland and Chicago, where IC facilities are under attack. Jonathan argues that Governor Pritzker's objections are politically motivated, claiming they encourage rioters and put political interests ahead of law enforcement. He says President Trump has a responsibility to protect federal agents, and in situations like Portland, where there have been over 140 arrests outside IC facilities this year, the National Guard should be available if needed. Carly adds that Kristi Noem reported cartels putting bounties on IC agents, and over the weekend, protesters blocked federal agents with cars, including one incident involving a gun. She suggests the National Guard could prevent situations from spiraling out of control. Jonathan counters, saying Pritzker doesn't seem interested in calming the situation, noting that DHS and state authorities have the right to be present and cooperation could help, but hasn't occurred. Finally, when it comes to Kilmar Abrego Garcia, an MS-13 gang member, his removal orders will stand and he could be deported. Jonathan explains that a hearing in Tennessee is determining if the government's human trafficking charges were retaliatory for exercising immigration rights. But regardless of the outcome, it doesn't affect his deportation. The government caught him with illegal migrants in a van, and ultimately, he will be deported, never returning to Maryland. Carly concludes, hoping this chapter will soon be resolved.